Well, good evening and welcome to tonight's presentation on investing or trading. Tonight we have Shaun van Berg, who's from PSG Online at the JSE this evening, and he's going to be presenting on trading or investing. So over to you, Shaun.
Well, good evening, everybody. As Rolf introduced myself, I'm from PSG Online. I head up client education. I've been at PSG Online going on 14 years now. Been involved in the stock market since 1988. Been trading for myself and as well as investing. And over the last 15 or so years, I've been investing for my family. But here's our topic for today, our agenda. We can discuss obviously investing and trading, and then just separate the two of them, just to go into more detail. Just to elaborate some of the tools you would need to be a success as a trader or investor. To get started, I think, why did I choose this topic when this first came up? And I think over my 14 years of PSG Online, I found that most people do not know what they want. And I think if you had a look at it, here's a quote from Steve Jobs, and I think this will be my objective with tonight's presentation. People don't know what they want until you show it to them. Okay. So when I say they don't know what they want, is people come to me and they say, Shaun, yes, I want to get involved in the market. And I say, what do you want to do in the market? They say in a very generic way, say, I want to make money. So they're not sure whether they're investors or traders. So in other words, they do not have a strategy. So it's very important to know which one will meet your goals, your financial objectives. And that's what we're going to try and answer tonight. The initial act of buying shares, doesn't matter if you're investing or trader, it's the same, doesn't matter, as I say, which path you go. But saying that, there are two very different methods. Ultimately, you're in the market to profit from the financial markets through participation. You can be on the sideline, obviously not an investor or trader. It's once you're involved in the market as a participant, and from there, your activities and how you do that will dictate are you investor or trader. Investors, in a very short sentence, will seek larger returns over a longer period of time. This strategy would be a buy and hold investor, or buy and hold strategy rather. Traders, on the other hand, will take advantage of rising and falling markets. So the idea is that they'll enter and exit positions, but over a shorter time frame, and we'll talk about those time frames a bit later. But with the idea of taking smaller, more frequent profits. So that is, if in a nutshell, look at very quickly the differences between an investor and a trader. But there are some common misconceptions. A lot of people say that trading and investing is the same thing. No, it's not. They're definitely different. And a lot of people use those terms together. And I want to try and separate the two of them. The idea is that you need to understand the differences, the fundamental differences, and then choose which one's right for you. Are you an investor or trader? Because the idea is like having different hats on. You know, one day I've got my trading hat on, next day I have my investment hat on. So the idea, the psychology behind it is also slightly different. So ultimately, it's what you want to do with the money invested in the market. What is your objective? Okay. So when we talk about investing, the idea is long-term. And we'll come back to it again in more detail just now. But the idea is that the money you're putting aside is mainly used either for retirement purposes, or you're going to go for a nice long holiday overseas, or it is for your children's education. The idea is that you're not going to cash this in any point soon, and ideally it's more than a year's time. So you're not going to consider liquidating those shares into cash within a year. But obviously there's another criteria I'll bring in a bit later. We say long-term investing is 3 years plus, and you'll see just now why. Trading, on the other hand, is more short-term, and this is where we use the term we play the stock market. So yes, it might say, yeah, a bit more loose compared to investing, which sounds more serious. But when you look at investing or trading on the market, it's more shorter term. So the idea is that you're going to cash in between one day and say 6 months. But that's not for your nest egg or your holiday fund or your education fund. Okay, so it's more liquid. I always say this is the fun money. This is the money when you say play, I also tie it loosely to the fun part. Yes, it's nice to have some trading accounts for fun, but obviously the serious money, I believe, is more on the investing side.